welcome to episode 2 of the Grizzly Growl Show. Today we'd like to shine a positive light on our current circumstances. Earlier this week, the Association of Independent Institutions announced that Georgia Gwinnett College will once again host the AII Soccer Championship. Here is the latest information on your favorite Grizzly programs and their pursuit of a national championship. We will continue to update this graphic as information continues to roll into Lawrenceville. Tennis will compete as individuals later this month, as they always have during fall events. Right now, the plan moving forward is for all 6 GGC teams to compete for their respective national championships next semester. Obviously, all of this is subject to change, but for now, it gives the fans an idea of what the upcoming schedule will look like. As for how and why, we have a very special guest today to explain it all. Coming up next on the Grizzly Digital Network. This is the view from the Grizzly Soccer Complex, home to both the men's and women's soccer programs at Georgia Gwinnett College. This state-of-the-art playing turf provides an outstanding surface for elite-level competition. The on-campus facility features laser-graded technology, an advanced drainage system, and team dugout-style seating. The Grizzly Soccer Complex hosts not only 2 top-notch soccer programs, but conference and national tournaments as well. For more information on our first-class facility, visit our facility page at ggcathletics.com. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, inside Studio 5. We have a very special guest today, the Associate VP of Athletics, Dr. Darin Wilson. Darin, how are you doing today?
Matt, doing great. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
We are certainly glad you are here. We classed things up here in Studio 5 for you. What do you think?
I think it looks excellent. I think it's wonderful. You know, it's another one of those things where you have a vision, you have a plan, and we've got some great students that are involved, and of course, Doug and Kyle, who everyone seemed to know now by their first names, get in here and get after it, and it's something else. It looks super. Be
honest with me, though. When I come to you with my crazy ideas, your first question is always, how much is this going to cost me? And the second one is, are you crazy? Like, how many crazy ideas did I have that you go, no?
It usually just starts with the money, and then we go from there. But most of your ideas have been very good.
Did go through health screening this morning?
Health screening, my temperature is always just a touch low. So,
mine too.
Yeah, still a touch low. It's kind of like my blood pressure. It's always a little low. So we're good. Everything's good. I've been really impressed. And I know you're going to kind of talk about some of this today, but been really impressed with our student athletes so far and what they've done and how they've adhered to what we've asked them to do from a mask standpoint, from just social distancing standpoint, and in and out of the buildings. All of our buildings here, you have to wear a mask on campus, but really with what our athletes have been able to do, not only in the building, but also during practice times, and being able to really do a nice job with that too. It's been pretty cool to see, because this is such a new thing for all of us.
Well, I will say, in true Dr. Wilson fashion, you have put the G-Claw on some pretty fancy attire, and they'll get a good shot of this. The Grizzlies are masked up, looking really good right now. Where did you find these things?
We look good. So I give Dion did a great job for us. I said, Dion, we need some G-Claw masks, and we had a couple mocked up that I didn't love, and he's really good, as you know, with graphics and graphic design, and did some work and got in the trenches and found those. So not only do they look great, which of course we like to look good with our G-Claws and our gear and be buttoned up and pinned up, as you know, but those are also the most comfortable masks.
100%. That was the first thing I noticed.
A little mesh in them, so it's been really good. But yeah, that was all Dion.
There are a lot of influential groups that have led to this point. The NAI level, there's local laws and policies and procedures in place. So help explain to the average fan out there, how did we get to this point to where GGC isn't competing in the fall as a team? We're going to push that back to the spring, but we're still on campus. We're able to work out a little bit, and that progression. How did we get to this point from a decision-making standpoint?
Yeah, and ultimately, we look for the governor's guidance to start with, and once sport kind of opened up in the state, and state sports were allowed to play, then we knew that at least we were going to have some options here, and so once you knew that happened, and then we sort of kept waiting on the NAI, and again, was in on a lot of those conversations and those decisions as well. But once it got pushed, for me, once it got pushed to the spring, once all of our championships got pushed to the spring, which for us is soccer, I felt it was in our best interest and in our student athletes' best interest not to play this fall, purely for a safety standpoint. The president and I met, decided that together, that we weren't going to play. There are institutions across the country that are playing some this fall, but we decided that it was best for us. One of the things that we really took into account too, obviously player safety, staff safety, participant safety, fan safety is all at the paramount, at the top of all that. But we also were very cognizant of what would our soccer schedule potentially look like if we moved everything from the fall to the spring. Because for us, being an independent, we don't have a built-in soccer schedule like a lot of soccer places do. And we've been very fortunate with the Southern States Athletic Conference, which is just kind of below us in terms of geography, have graciously said, hey, we'll be willing to put you in our matrix. Wow. Let us play the Southern States soccer schools in the spring, and then we would come back and host our AI conference tournament here on GGC's campus. So it worked out great for us. We're going to play, a soccer schedule in the spring that I think will be an extremely competitive schedule, and then be able to compete for a championship in the spring. And then baseball and softball will practice all fall. It'll just be within us, so we can kind of keep our own bubble, if you will. That seems to be the word of choice right now. But we can kind of keep all of our athletes together. And then tennis is a little different. So we'll play a couple individual tennis matches this fall. The ITA stuff we'll play. They're not playing doubles. It's just all singles. So we'll do that, but very limited, but at least it gets our athletes back out on the courts and fields of competition, gets our coaches back out there, and then, we can continue to work with them not only as athletes, but as students as well.
I think I can be a victim of Twitter sometimes. You scroll through Twitter and you read from fans or other media members. I can only imagine sitting in a conference room, or maybe not sitting in a Zoom meeting over the last 6 months. What are some of the craziest proposals that you have heard in order to get the Grizzlies on the field of competition and win a national championship?
Yeah, well, it's been interesting. I mean, I think there have been a lot of different ideas. Everybody has an idea about a lot of different things. But even now, you've got some conferences that are playing some this fall. You've got some conferences that aren't playing at all this fall. You've got some conferences who are playing the majority of their games this fall and then going to wait and try to play some spot games before the national championship in the spring. So I don't know that there was any, real outlandish ideas at our level. I mean, I know they're still talking about this whole true bubble idea, with NCAA basketball, or obviously with what the NBA's done or Major League Baseball's trying to do. But I think for us, it's really, what is the safest way that we can get our student athletes back out on the fields and courts of competition and be able to, give them the best possible experience that they can have as we move forward in this. Hopefully that it's not a new normal. Hopefully it's something that is at some point, going to pass.
A bridge to the other side.
We sure hope, that's for sure.
What is it? If we're on the bridge right now and we're trying to get to the other side, and the other side being the Grizzlies out on the fields of competitions, as we travel across this bridge that James laid out very nicely for us last week, but what are some signs of success along that bridge? Is it, campus is open to an extent, it's kind of a hybrid model in class, or online. Our athletes have cleared physicals. They're on the property working out outside. But eventually, I'm going to assume here, practices are going to start, inter squads are going to start, then schedules are going to be released for the spring. What's a good indication for our fans to latch on to say, hey, we're moving in the right direction to get the Grizzlies out there on the field of competition?
Well, I think the key is what I mentioned at the very beginning, is that our athletes continue to do what we've asked them to do, that they're smart when they're off campus, that they're smart when they're on campus, that they're socially distancing like they're supposed to do, they're wearing the masks that we've provided for them, they're smart in the circles that they're running in, that, if people have any types of symptoms, they're letting us know. They're letting James know, immediately with that, so we can work through that. But I think right now, I've been so impressed with how our athletes have handled themselves. If we continue to do what we've been doing, then I think, and of course across the country, if the numbers continue to go down and all of those things continue to show the type of progress that we've seen, hopefully come spring we're going to be back and playing in a somewhat normal fashion. Whether we're still taking temperatures and all that, we'll probably through the spring. We have to take some extra precautions when we have other teams that come in and all of those types of things. But boy, are we so fortunate here to have James Williams and Shire Williams and the other folks that are affiliated with Northside Hospital and all of those just different areas that we have that we can pull from, areas of expertise that we have that we can pull from that have just been huge for us in all of this kind of preventative measure that we've put in place as well.
Can you give me some insight today on what the next spring looks like? Any bold predictions you want to make, or any insights you can give us that, hey, when the weather turns, we plan on having 6 sports and the Grizzlies are winning games like they always do?
Well, that's our goal. I mean, I don't know about any bold predictions or any of that stuff, but I do know that come February, whatever the first date is that we're going to be back out playing, we hope to be there and we hope to be playing well and we hope to put our best foot forward and do what we've done here for the last 9 years, and that's go out there and compete as hard as we can and hopefully come away with a victory. Yeah, we're looking forward to hosting. We're looking forward to just everything that goes into just a normal game day around here will be great. Even if we've got all 5 of them playing at once and we're trying to figure out how to cover them all, with everything that we like to do here, we're just looking forward to getting back out there.
Well, Dr. Wilson, I know I'm going to assume you've covered about 12 missed calls and 15 text messages, another 30 emails just from the short, brief time that you've been here with us, and we greatly appreciated the guidance and leadership. I mean, echoes off the walls in this building how much our coaches and our staff appreciate what you do for us.
Well, thank you, and again, to you and Dale Long and your crew and just everybody here with GGC Athletics and our fans and our players, our athletes, especially with all that they've been through. And they're continuing to go through, and they're doing the things that we've asked them to do. It's just so impressive. And so, every day is, but today especially is a great day to be a Grizzly, and it's going to even be better when we're actually playing that first day in February. So
I absolutely love it. Looking forward to it. We'll take a quick break here on the Grizzly Growl Show. We'll come back. We'll have more from Studio 5. Thanks for watching.
Now is a great time to reconnect with your fellow Grizzlies. Use social media to communicate and connect with former players and coaches. What are you waiting on? Now is the time.
Thank you to Coach Hodges for that pep talk. As you roam the hallways of the GGC Athletics Complex, you'll run into some familiar faces that work with our student athletes every day. They are hard-working individuals who work with the Grizzlies in a variety of ways and provide game day experiences for the fans. They are our athletic staff members, and these are the things they say.
Come on, gotta print. Gotta get the box scores to the coaches.
Hey man, you think you get off the grass?
Relax. Relax. You're not relaxing.
Guys, for real, you gotta get off.
These visiting teams never show up on time. Always running scared.
Guys, off the grass!
Make sense?
Yes.
Now pull back down. Make sense?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right, push again. Wall slides.
Get off the grass!
That's our show. Big thanks to Dr. Wilson for being on today's episode. We literally would not have this show and this set without him. And here at the Grizzly Digital Network, we decided to express our appreciation, and we named the Studio 5 in his honor. So thank you so much again, Dr. Wilson. Thank you, the fans, for tuning in. Leave a comment below on YouTube and let us know who you want to see in that chair right there. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, it's a great day to be a Grizzly.